New overnight, one person is dead, two others are hurt after a shooting in Denver. This happened at 17th and Gilpin, just a few blocks west of City Park. Police say the suspect shot at a person who was driving down 17th. That person crashed and died from his injuries. A woman was in the car too. She was hurt in the crash. Police say a security guard nearby saw the crash and went over to help. The suspect shot him too, then stole the security guard's car. Police say they eventually stopped and arrested the suspect at 17th and Colfax, right near City Hall. The security guard is now in critical condition. Police have not released any names so far. This morning, Denver police are looking for a woman who shot 5 people in Lodo Saturday night after a bar wouldn't let her in.
9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is live now in Denver. And Brianna, we're now hearing from business owners who want people to feel safe that are coming to downtown.
Exactly. So they're looking for solutions, maybe extra patrols in that area. And with recent gun violence and then a Saturday night shooting, they don't want people to stop coming to downtown. So take a look at your screen because police released 2 pictures. They say this woman is accused of shooting and injuring 5 people outside Whiskey Row in Lodo. So it happened just before 11:30 Saturday night. And police say it all started when she was denied entry to a bar because of issues with her ID. So she walked away, then returned to have another conversation with the security staff. She walked away a second time. That's when she pulled a gun and fired multiple times. A block down, the owners of her Herbs in Lodo say when something like this happens, everyone in the neighborhood feels the impact.
It's uncomfortable. I mean, it's unnerving to hear. Unfortunately, a lot of the violence down here ends up being down there. But we're glad that it wasn't in front of us, but we're also sad that people got hit and it was down there, and I can't imagine what they're going through.
So Denver police say that they're going to continue to monitor trends like this and then also bring in new strategies. So that can include halo cameras as well as increasing resources on weekends, and hopefully that just means extra patrols as well for that area.
All right, Brianna, thanks.
Well, for the second week in a row, the Denver City Council agreed to write a big check to someone hurt by police during the 2020 racial justice protest. Russell Strong was at the protest over George Floyd's murder at the end of May when his attorneys say that an officer fired a foam round into his face. Strong lost tonight, and the City Council agreed to settle his lawsuit against the police department for $550,000. Last week, they agreed to pay out more than $1 million to settle lawsuits with 6 protesters.
New this morning, leaders in Commerce City just sent a letter to the EPA about more concerns with the Suncor oil refinery. In the letter, Commerce City says Suncor has not maintained safety processes and hasn't reported several leaks in timely manners. It also says Suncor had the most tail gas incidents compared to other oil refineries in an EPA study. Suncor recently reached a $300,000 agreement with the EPA, but Commerce City wants the EPA to do more. Leaders wrote a whole list of ideas, including more inspections, more fines, and a full audit. The letter also suggests money from any fines go towards community projects like planting new trees, health impact studies, and restoration projects.
It is now 6:05, and we are about 6 months away from the presidential primary, and the push to keep former President Donald Trump off the ballot in Colorado is moving forward. A judge in the case set a date for the trial, October 30th. 6 Republicans and unaffiliated voters teamed up with a liberal group out of Washington, D.C. for this lawsuit. The group is using the 14th Amendment to say that supporting an insurrection disqualifies candidates from running for office. Last year, they successfully sued to remove a New Mexico County commissioner who was part of the January 6th insurrection, and that was the first use of the 14th Amendment in more than a century. But a similar challenge in Georgia over Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was rejected. Attorneys believe, win or lose, this case will be appealed.
Democrats in California are also trying to keep Trump off their ballot. According to the New York Times, a group of them just wrote a letter to the California Attorney General, also saying Trump isn't eligible to run because of the insurrection. The AG says he's looking over the letter. This process could move faster than a lawsuit because the decision is in the hands of the Attorney General and doesn't have to move through court. California is the 3rd state with a push to keep Trump off the ballot. Aside from Colorado, a group in Minnesota also filed a lawsuit last week.
New overnight, 5 Americans are back in the U.S. after being held in prison in Iran. This is all part of a prisoner swap. They first touched down in Qatar yesterday, and the deal gives Iran access to $6 billion in oil revenues frozen under U.S. sanctions. Tensions will likely still remain high between the two countries, but for the families of the freed prisoners, this is what they've been hoping for years, like Siam Aknamazi, who was arrested on false espionage charges 8 years ago. It's the longest an American has ever been held in Iran, and his uncle says that they have spent all 8 years hoping he would be released.
He's been through hell, his parents have been through hell, His brother's been through hell, and so have all the family members. And to have him come out the last few days, just we were on pins and needles to make sure that finally, and when the plane took off and left the airspace of Iran, we knew that it's going to be all right.
He says they've been trying to get his nephew released since the Obama administration. As for the oil deal, the U.S. says it will ensure Iran only uses it for humanitarian reasons.
This morning, the U.S. Marine Corps says that it found what's left of the stealth fighter jet that went missing over the weekend. At first, the military couldn't find it and asked the public for help locating it. The pilot ejected from the plane on Sunday, parachuting down into North Charleston, South Carolina. He's okay. The military wasn't able to track the plane, though. Eventually, they found the debris field in a rural county about 2 hours away. The Marine Corps is pausing all flights for 2 days after the crash, saying it's the third multi-million-dollar accident in the last few weeks.
Taking a live look right now at the U.S. Capitol, there's a new dress code for U.S. senators on Capitol Hill. They aren't required to wear a suit and tie anymore. Now they can wear whatever they want on the floor. Democratic Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that starting now, casual attire on the Senate floor will be allowed, including gym clothes. Staff and visitors on the Senate floor, however, will still be required to wear business attire.
You might have some trouble finding Clorox products in stores soon, and it's because of a cyber attack. The company says the attack happened last month, damaging its computer system, so much so that the company had to pause manufacturing. Clorox says it handled the damage from the attack, but it's going to take some time for all of its systems to get back online. Clorox says some of its products are in short supply, though they haven't said which ones. They expect to be back to normal production next week.
Right now, gas prices across the country are higher than they have been all year long. According to AAA, the nationwide average is $3.08 a gallon. Here in Colorado, though, it's $4.01. The big reason gas is so expensive right now, the cost of oil also going up. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that she expects energy prices to stabilize soon.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today, our temperatures are going to be pretty nice, kind of like where they were yesterday, 70s and 80s along the Front Range, maybe a late day storm. Tomorrow, a little bit more in the way of sunshine and a little bit warmer, temperatures in the lower 80s.